The reason why your ex seemed like they moved on right after the breakup and that they didn't care, and almost to the point where you were questioning if everything was a lie, the same reason why they did that is the same reason why they're going to come back to you later. Hey, this is Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And before I did this, I was a dating coach for 5 years. What do you think a dating coach does? They got to pay attention to attraction and how to bring people in. And I use that experience to help you get your ex back. Now, one of the things that's really common in the dating world is not everybody's story goes like this, but one of the things that's really common is that somebody will break up with you out of the blue for reasons that they never told you, okay? This is usually between like 4 and 6 months after dating, but it can happen later too. But they'll do that, and then immediately after the breakup, they'll be on dating apps. They might rebound to somebody else right away, but it seems like they moved on instantly in a day, and it leaves you questioning, was it all a lie? And a lot of times in cases like these, when you try to have a talk with this person, they will not talk to you about it. They will not talk at all. Or if they're willing to talk to you about it, they're going to tell you shit that just doesn't make sense. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you never took out trash on Tuesday mornings specifically. Or I didn't like the way that you looked at me that one time, so like weird shit. And it's because they're grasping in thin air for reasons because they don't know why. They don't have the clarity. What's happening is they're running from their problems. In cases like these, your ex didn't communicate with you throughout the relationship. They didn't tell you their needs. They didn't tell you their boundaries, okay? And then usually after the honeymoon phase ends, all their subconscious fears of commitment and feeling broken and all these things that come into play, it slaps them across the face because they're not getting medicated by serotonin and dopamine anymore. So yeah, your ex is going to hop on Tinder right away. They're going to go talk to all these people. They might even get into a rebound relationship. There's going to be a lot of things that make you question, did they even ever love you, because they just instantly switch. But typically speaking, these individuals were emotionally neglected in childhood, and they were taught that anytime they had a feeling or a need or whatever, they would go to their parents. Their parents just tell them to suck it up or toughen up or whatever, and they learn to discard their feelings. So because they're not used to communicating, because their parents treated them this way, they don't know how to come to you with all their problems in the relationship. So they don't. And then they stack up. And what happens once they stack up big enough, and then the body's no longer like feeding them the serotonin, dopamine, and all this stuff, they run away from their problems. So like I said at the start of this video, the reason why they do all this is the same reason they're going to come back. So if they're running away from their problems, okay, what's going to happen with that rebound relationship they're just getting into? And if they don't actually move on, they don't actually process their emotions, guess what happens then? Anything that you stuff down and you repress, it's all coming right back up. And I've talked to enough people to know this. If you don't grieve, if you don't feel the feelings, okay, you're going to get slapped in the face with them later. So your ex that ran away from their problem will come straight back to you because they never got over you. And yeah, there's a downside to this because they could go back to their other exes too because they never got over them either. Okay, but you can have another shot if you want one. But ultimately speaking, as you can tell, they're going to need to go into therapy so that way they can conquer this so you don't have to go through this all over again, even if you get them back. Now, if you want clarity on your situation or you want to talk about getting your ex back, no matter how crazy your situation is, click into my profile, click this link right here, set up a call with me and tell me your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step game plan to get your ex back.